Okay. So I assume I'm live. Am I live? Am I live? I guess I'm live. We're gonna double check and see. I guess I'm live. We're gonna double check and see. Let's go. Everything works. Okay. Actually, my audio works. Now I gotta test my desktop audio. See if that works. Okay. Let's see here. Let's test all this out. Let's test it out. Okay.
I'm still waiting for all this evidence that you guys says is so present. And by the way, if it
okay,
is
I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. Listen carefully.
Hold on, gentlemen. Wait. Let me Ferguson. Let me finish this really quickly. Ferguson, let me finish this really quickly.
No,
I'll let you speak. I'll let you speak.
You asked a question.
Let me finish. Let me finish, and then I'll let you speak. Ferguson, I'm done. Let me finish, then I'll let you speak. If you guys are arguing that it's Chinese spyware, are you saying that Donald Trump is currently arguing
Testing. Hello.
This is where I'm going to teach you. I'm going to teach you politics here. So you understand? Donald Trump, what he said.
Yeah, see, this guy's insane, guys. Guys.
I'm going to explain it to you.
It's delicious up here. I think it's
Yeah, see, this guy's insane, guys. Okay. Shit, yeah, this is good. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. Okay. Yeah, so this would be, okay, so I'd have to do the video first. The video first, kind of explaining what you're doing, and then the reactions next. So I guess just what would I do? Because I would have to press record. So if anything, I should put the USB in. I gotta put it in. I hate to do it, but I gotta do it. You gotta do what you gotta do, you know? You gotta do what you gotta do. So, okay, let's test the recording here. So it's recording now. It's recording now. So, if I stop recording, the question is, where did that go? Where did that recording go? Okay, so it just goes to downloads. So it's recording now. It's recording now. So if I stop recording, Okay, nice. Beautiful. Beautiful. Just like that, we're live. Just like that, we're live. Look at that. That was easier than I thought. For real. Like, for real. Way easier. Which is shocking because I'm sitting here days and days and days saying, oh, I should go live, I should give it a shot, and then just kind of putting it aside when I literally took me 2 seconds. At this point, I should just make the video. We're in the flow state right now. Fuck it. So it's recording now. Damn, brother, damn. Okay. So, okay, let's test it out. Let's see if they can hear me now. I like this background. I actually really need to get the water in the videos there. Stay hydrated. So, okay, let's test it out. Let's see if they can hear me now. I like this background. I actually really need to get the water in the videos there. Stay hydrated. So, okay, let's test. Yeah. Oh man, that sucks. So I guess I just recorded this again. Let me hit record. Actually, you know what? Let me delete the clips. Yeah, let me delete the clips. There's no rush. It's already, Oh, Visa. Okay, guys, you close that. It's good. I like it like that. Yeah, it's all exactly. It's all about that. It's all about doing what you gotta do. Yo, how's it going, guys? This is my first introduction video. I'm basically just making this to explain what my purpose is in going live. I kind of just thought it'd be cool because, let's say, hypothetically, because I have no idea, this is the very beginning of my journey streaming. But let's say this goes somewhere. This will be kind of, I guess, a video that people look back on, So it'll be cool to see if that happens. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, then it didn't. But yeah, I want that type of video to be a video where people can kind of like understand what my real purpose in this is. And I'll tell you right now, straight up, I personally believe that I have a perspective that is valuable. I think I know things that could benefit other people. And I was kind of just sitting to myself one day, and I mean, I'll be honest, there's like biases from things I've heard, but they all kind of just said that there's this platform right here, you know? And I have a perspective that I want to share. Why would I not use this platform? No, seriously. Right? Like, seriously. It's almost silly for me to not use it. It is. It's silly. So I'm here, right now, starting. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's really as simple as that. I'm here starting in hopes that I succeed and ultimately change people's perspectives on life. Not just politics, not just music, whatever it is that I end up doing. Just life in general. Our existence. To change something that you believe in, some part of your ego. If I can shift it to a light that you would then look at and say, this is benefiting me more than it used to, that's a win for me. You know? It really is. It really is. And that's my purpose in doing this. Simple, straight cut. So, yeah. I appreciate you guys if you are watching this. I really do. It's kind of cool that there's a possibility that people could be flocking to this video. If that's the case, then that's the case. And if it's, again, not the case, then it's not the case. But we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. But yeah, guys, we'll see what happens. Yeah. So, we shall see. We shall see. That was pretty good. I know, I'm fucking fiending for food right now. Yo, how's it going, guys? This is my first introduction video. I'm basically just making this to explain what my purpose is in going live. I kind of just thought it'd be cool because, let's say, hypothetically, because I have no idea, this is the very beginning of my journey streaming, but let's say this goes somewhere. This will be kind of, I guess, a video that people look back on, you know? So it'll be cool to see if that happens. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, then it didn't. But yeah, I want that type of video to be a video where people can kind of like understand what my real purpose in this is. And I'll tell you right now, straight up, I personally believe that I have a perspective that is valuable. I think I know things that could benefit other people. And I was kind of just sitting to myself one day, and I mean, I'll be honest, there's like biases from things I've heard, but they all kind of just said that there's this platform right here, you know? And I have a perspective that I want to share. Why would I not use this platform? No,
For real.
seriously. Right? Like, seriously. It's almost silly for me to not use it. It is. It's silly. So I'm here, right now, starting. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's really as simple as that. I'm here starting in hopes that I succeed and ultimately change people's perspectives on life. Not just politics, not just music, whatever it is that I end up doing. Just life in general. Our existence. To change something that you believe in, some part of your ego. If I can shift it to a light that you would then look at and say, this is benefiting me more than it used to, that's a win for me. You know? It really is. It really is. And that's my purpose in doing this. Simple, straight cut. So, yeah. I appreciate you guys if you are watching this. I really do. It's kind of cool that there's a possibility that people could be flocking to this video. If that's the case, then that's the case. And if it's, again, not the case, then it's not the case. But we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. But yeah, guys, we'll see what happens. Yeah. So, we shall see. We shall see. I think it's cool. It's a cool little video, you know? Cool little video. It's almost like, yeah, I would never be able to. But that's the cool thing about it, is it's actually similar to Recreate. You know, all I need is a wall and like put that there and then that tree. I love that, by the way. I love it. I think it's great. Could I move it possibly to make it look better? It looks slightly better. That looks pretty good. Looks like a bonsai for sure now. Bonsai tree. I didn't want to like move it for now. I just want to leave it. I was trying to leave it. You know? I gotta change. I gotta change it. Okay. Real quick, I guess I'm just gonna hop on here and see. Got you. Okay, so now I got a purpose. Now I understand exactly.
Let's see if I gotta change. I gotta change it. Okay. Real quick, I guess I'm just gonna hop on here and see. Got you. Okay, so now I got a purpose. Now I understand.
Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, that's the whole point. Beautiful.
Wow, this is not
Don't
good
talk
for these
over
guys.
each other,
God,
please.
shut up, dude, and I'll explain it to you.
Just-
And I apologize.
So yeah, look, you gotta move the camera down. I'm cool with that. That's fine by me.
Oh,
to all
emotional,
the audience.
emotional man. Wow.
Harry,
I'm
let
going
Ben
to
respond
first-
to you.
Okay, I'm going to apologize to all.
So hold on, let me just see. Yeah, facts. That was the whole kind of thing, was just let it flow. and then piece it up.
Real quick, I guess I'm just gonna hop on here and see. Got you. Okay, so now I gotta purpose now. Okay.
Why? Wait, did that get moved?
Yeah, that's the whole point. Beautiful.
Wow, this is not so good. Great job. God, shut up, dude, and I'll explain it to you. And I apologize.
So yeah, look, you gotta move the camera. That's I'm cool with that. That's fine by me.
Guys, to all the audience,
Harry, let me respond to you.
okay, I'm gonna apologize to all.
So hold on, let me just.
Alrighty. This is my first reaction live stream. Okay. Wow. That is something. Let's get right to it, baby. Let's do it. I'm already like pretty much done the video, but maybe we'll go into like the next one. But here's I'm gonna start off by saying this. This guy right here, this guy, this hairy guy, oh man, dude, I don't even know how to describe the guy. No, seriously, I don't know how to describe him. I don't know how to describe him. He's like he's a very far left kind of guy. And he loses a lot of people when he's unable to explain the gender issue. He just does. Like, he just does. You know? He loses people. He really does.
Right now that doesn't need this explanation because you're smart enough to understand it. Now, Harry, for you, what Donald Trump
Maybe
said when
Donald
he wanted
Trump
to ban
falls
it.
into that category.
What
I don't
Donald
know.
Trump said when he
According to
wanted
you.
to ban it is that it was clearly Chinese spyware. And there's a reason why governments where cell phones and official government phones are not allowed to have this app on their phone. That's number one. Number two, what he did say was, I'm okay with TikTok as long it is divested from China. Now, let me explain what that means to you, because clearly you don't understand it.
We
They
know
don't
the
want
sale
the
of TikTok.
Chinese government
I'm in this field.
to
Trust
be
me, I
able to
understand.
spy
but
on
has
everyone
TikTok divested
and
yet,
have
Ben?
all of their information and
Has
to put out
TikTok divested
propaganda
yet?
from the Chinese Communist Party. So,
Has TikTok
so
divested
here's your
yet, Ben?
recap for you. Donald Trump said that if we change who owns TikTok to an American company that's not being controlled by the Chinese.
I'm gonna say something here. I gotta say this because it's so clear. Donald has control over TikTok massively. And this is a win like no other. He's saying that TikTok is got no value. No value if he just decides to end it. And that's true. It's got zero value. Zero. Right? But if he says it goes, it goes. So he's saying give 50% of TikTok to the government. Smartest move ever. Okay? Like, genuinely speaking, that's the smartest move ever. Dude. Do you know how much TikTok is worth? Like, we're talking about one of the modern, like, this is one of the most, like, this is like alcohol, right? Like, here in Canada, LCBO is ran by the government. It's the biggest place they sell alcohol. You know how much money the government gets because of that? It's almost stupid to not do the same with TikTok, to be able to run it in the States. It's stupid. I don't want that going to China. Why are we sending that to China? Bring it home. 100%, or else you're not using it, because we're talking about a potent product. So what a lot of people need to understand, it's a potent product. Right? It's a potent product. And the government should be receiving money. There has to be some kind of benefit for the government. You can't just let this run and do what it's doing. You know, and that's not even talking about the Chinese spy stuff. If the Chinese spy stuff is going on, that's a whole other thing. You know, that might not even be able to fly, but Trump says it's not really a big deal because it's the kids, whatever it is. Listen, my main point is saying that on this, it makes sense for Trump to take 50%, 100%. Like, run with that. That is smart as hell. Smart as hell.
Chinese Communist Party, also known as the CCP.
Fake.
Again, you're never going to learn, buddy, if you don't listen, okay?
Premise 2 is false.
All the
Premise
time.
2 is false. Your premise 2 is false. Your conclusion cannot be true.
Again, you can argue in a second, but listen, and maybe you'll learn something. I know you're making all your money from the Chinese Communist Party via TikTok. I get that.
And Dave is making his money from Russians. Right, we understand. Right, of
Dude,
course.
shut the fuck up.
This guy, bro.
It is
No, I'm shit, bro.
No, because you're just like a little rat nothing. We're here trying to actually discuss important things.
Isn't it
There's an
unbelievable
resurgence of America
right now?
and he brings you on.
By the way,
dude, he brings you on because the commenters all think you're responsible. Okay, that's what's really going on here.
Freaking out right now.
Wait, what'd he say?
Breakdown over there. Relax.
Look at Pierce's face.
He brings you on,
By the way,
dude.
Pierce,
He
you know
brings
why I wanna
you
ban
on
TikTok?
because the
Because these guys get a
commenters all think
platform.
you're
They're
retarded. Okay,
Look at
that's
these,
what's
look at
really
these grown
going
men
on here.
freaking out right now. This guy's having a mental breakdown over there.
The commenters think. Listen, I'm gonna say this about this guy. I think he's smart. Right? He clearly thinks he's fighting for what's right. And I'm not trying to sit here and say what's right or wrong in this particular moment. What I am saying is that he believes he's fighting for what's right. And he's dedicated. And I appreciate that. I think he's misled, though. Partially.
There, relax, David.
No,
Okay,
he's not.
okay,
He's just
we're
because
having
you
a
don't
little
have
talk.
a conversation on the
Anyway,
issue,
listen.
dude.
Listen. Okay,
You're
Brendan, let me rebuttal with you.
Rat,
That's
dude.
great, Dave.
We've
That's
tried
great.
to have
By the way,
another
Dave was
conversation
complaining.
here for
Dave
half
was
an
complaining
hour.
earlier
This is the
about
last point
personal
I wanna make.
insults. Dave was
Hold on,
complaining
let me say
earlier
this.
about
All right,
personal
you know what?
insults.
No one can now hear a word anyone's saying. I want to change the temperature a little bit.
Wait. Pierce, can I just quickly rebuttal, like 5 seconds, I promise?
No, you can't. Dave, I'm going to go to you. Dave, I want to talk to you about something completely, hopefully non-contentious, although I doubt it the way Harry's been behaving. Melania Trump.
Pierce, do
Harry,
you see that?
I'm talking to Dave, Harry. Melania Trump, it seems to me, does not get enough credit for being a great first lady.
I'm going to have to agree with Pierce. I wish I reacted to this whole video on stream. But basically, Harry was saying, Harry was saying that there's 2 genders or more. Like, these guys were really trying to get Harry to answer the question of how many genders there were. He couldn't do it. They were trying to, they were nailing him. They were saying, yo, Harry, answer the question. How many genders are there? 2 or more. And they're like, okay, how many that's not an answer. 2 or more, how many? He could not answer. And this is my problem, is that these libs think that gender is not an issue at all. And he went as far as calling them losers for worrying about it. But dude, this is an important issue. Right? Because what it is not just about gender. It's about the contradiction between merit, which Trump is really pushing for now, beautiful in my opinion, and sensitivity, which the LGBT has been pushing. You understand? There's a massive contradiction there, and it's a massive, real situation, and it's, to a lot of people, an issue, right? But they don't see that, and that's one of their biggest, oh shit, my fault. Oh my goodness. That's one of their problems. Hold up.
Right, whatever you think of Donald Trump, it doesn't matter to me. This is someone who inexplicably never got the covers of the magazines that were rolled out for all the other first ladies. She's become a fashion icon. She looked incredible, I thought, today at the inauguration, as she has done pretty much all the time throughout the campaign and so on. What do you feel? Is she getting undercredited, Melania Trump? Because I think she's great at being a first lady.
Yeah, first, Piers, let me apologize to you and your audience for my choice language there. I'm happy to come on your show.
Uncensored, there's no problem.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm happy to come on your show and debate any leftist or any of these people anytime. I will never come on with this child again. This is utterly fruitless and pointless.
Just cry
put
more,
that aside.
Man. Just cry
Dude,
more.
grow up. Okay.
You're a grown
as for
man.
Melania, yeah,
more,
I think
Thank you
she
for
was
saying
actually.
that, Dave. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I think she. Well, yeah, okay. He just illustrated it once again. As for Melania, I think she was a wonderful first lady. I think she really understands the sort of elegance and the tone of what a first.
This guy clearly doesn't like his snarkness, which, I mean,
lady is, where she does sort of step in the background and really set the stage for the president to do events properly. She's an unbelievably gracious host. You know, I've met her a few times. And I'm sure you have as well.
Yeah.
She's an absolutely loving, decent human being. And I would also say, for people that have never seen the 47,
I will say Melania's been very
president and the first
quiet
lady
over
together.
time.
I have seen them together.
She
at
wrote a
dinner
book,
when
I
their
heard.
hands are
I haven't read
touching
it.
on the table.
Yeah.
They
But
love
she
each
did write a
other.
book.
It is real.
And I heard
As
it's
he even
pretty
said,
good.
I think in the speech today, that she is the person that he turns to.
Yeah.
And I think that's in stark contrast to Jill Biden, who in many ways was the Machiavellian puppet master of Joe Biden, who she's the one that's probably really upset today that she's giving up power. I'm not totally convinced Joe even knew where he was, but I think she's going to bring elegance and decency back to the office of the first lady.
Yeah, and you know what, Ben? I like what she said on Fox last week, which was that, you know, she offers advice to Donald. He doesn't always agree with it, and that's fine. And sometimes he listens to her, and sometimes he doesn't. I mean, that's like most successful marriages, in my estimation. A little clip from Inauguration Day.
that's interesting. That's quite interesting for sure. I think, I think it's good to. I actually see that as well, because with Trump recently, in his tonality, I've heard a bit of Melania, which is interesting, and to me is proof psychologically that she's been having some kind of effect, you know? And that just proves she's trying to help him in the household, and there's real conversation going on behind the scenes with people he's close with on what to do. Trump really is the guy who goes in the moment, you know, and this is where I think the momentum of his presidency could really do some damage. Like, truthfully, it could really make an impact. The momentum alone can make impact. I believe it.
She looked fantastic, but there was a problem with the hat. Let's take a look.
Problem with the hat? Oh, it's going to be when he went for the kiss. Yeah.
You'll see them come together.
Yo. Nah, I gotta say the hat's fire though. The hat is fire. I have to say it. I like that. This is funny though.
Goes in for the kiss, and he just can't actually reach her cheek because of the brim of the hat. That was just a strategic error.
That's a wise
Ended up with an
man
air
right
kiss,
there.
Ben.
That's a wise man. You don't mess with your wife's hat on Inauguration Day. He knows who's in charge in that moment. That is a honey.
Yo, look at Harry, dog. He's hating it. He can't even. Yo, this is hilarious.
Messing with your hat. I understand that I will pay for this later. I'm going to give you the air kiss. If my wife was wearing that hat, I wouldn't touch that hat
Harry's
on
sitting there like,
Inauguration
fuck,
Day either.
this shit's
I
crazy.
do want to say, I love first ladies that aren't as political.
Totally
I love
agree.
that
Yeah.
she finds humanitarian issues to deal with. This is something that Laura Bush, for example, I think did incredibly well. She's 180 from Joe Biden. And look, Joe Biden had a tough job when you're a caretaker 24/7 and having to cover up that your husband is clearly incapacitated. That is a tough place to be.
It is.
And the American people know that.
It's
but what
incredibly-
I think
incredibly hard
Melania
job.
does so well
Yeah.
is Melania is someone that she's there to support Donald Trump, and she's also there to protect her son as he was growing up. And I have a lot of respect for that.
Yeah, I totally agree. Harry, inexplicably, you've just spent the last 2 minutes grimacing and groaning when we're talking about Melania Trump being a really nice lady who dresses great and is a
Yeah.
good first lady. How could you possibly find exception in that?
No, I don't care about like you guys talking about her outfits. Like, that's perfectly fine. I'm sure she dresses lovely. I just find it like it's so brain numbing to hear everybody be like, laugh about this interaction between Donald Trump. Be like, that's a real man right there. This guy's a criminal who assaults women. This guy's no real man. So for you guys to to praise Donald Trump for
I'm gonna
literally
stop him right there. This is identity politics. All right, this is where I have the issue because both sides are playing the same game. And I always lean to Trump having more benefit. I said this before, I'll say it again. Where I stand right now is that Trump is aiming for the stars, right? He's shooting for the sky. If he misses those marks, he'll remain in a territory where, you'd probably get with Kamala or any other real just standard president. More or less, right? That's if he doesn't really overgo in his, certain things that are kind of outlandish. Right? And the things that are really shooting for the stars, I view most of them positively. I think they're good things, like, for example, the war. It doesn't matter if he has the most average presidency, in my opinion. If he ends the war, he's going down as one of the best. If that war simply ends, that's all that really has to happen. Under his presidency, he's going down as one of the best. At least in the perception of the people, the masses. So, but yeah, this whole identity politics thing, it's like they're playing the same game, and he just said because of this case, he's no man. Again, it takes away from it's like saying that because someone did something once, it's like they're written off, right? This is the thing that the left kind of embraces, cancellation. It's the psychology of cancellation. It's unforgiving, and it's ironic because they also have something that's so caring and sensitive and allowing, right? The safe spaces. You have that, but then you'll go and absolutely cancel someone and never forgive them. To me, it's hypocrisy. To me, it is hypocrisy. I'm sorry.
anything is sickening. It is sickening to me. And I'm right there. This guy's a criminal who assaults women. This guy's no real man. So for you guys to to praise Donald Trump for literally anything is sickening. It is sickening.
Right? This is what I'm saying.
And I also just want to point out that in the past couple of
days,
days,
this is
Donald
what
Trump
I'm saying.
and Melania Trump have released their own meme cryptocurrencies, probably losing their followers hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars, depending on how much they put into it. That doesn't strike me as...
Listen, guys, come on. He knows nothing. He knows nothing about this in terms of watching it, whatever. I put a bit of money into it for fun, just to support it, and it's holding up. So we're riding it. We're riding the wave. We're riding the wave. It could crash any second, sure. It's a meme coin. That's the whole point. It's not supposed to be taken seriously. Again, they're just going to spin everything, right? That's the problem with these people is they spin everything. People see through that. It hurts you in the long run, okay? It just does. It just does. I'm sorry, but it does. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? It does. And it's been proven.
Very moral. That doesn't strike me as people who are, becoming the president and meeting the moment. So, yeah, I don't care about Melania Trump. She's fine, great. I have no objection to Melania Trump. But the praising of Donald Trump
Except
at
you just
everything
attacked
he
her.
does.
You just attacked her and then you say she's fine.
You know,
Like,
I know,
if you
I don't,
wanna-
she's not.
It's
I've always held the
scumbaggery
belief
101
that, like,
when you do what you just did.
I've
You're
always
like,
held
oh,
the
I have
belief
no
that if
problem with her,
somebody's
but I
not the
think she's a
president, they're.
POS.
Yeah, well, I certainly didn't say that. I have this belief that for
You
the most
just
part,
said
if somebody's
that
not
she
a
stole from
politician,
people and ruined
yeah.
people financially.
All right.
no,
in your
well, you said I said she's a POS. Wait, I'm sorry. Are you okay with the cryptocurrency scheme that they're running right now, Ben? You're no problem.
I don't. Number one, I don't think it's a scheme. Number two, I think cryptocurrencies drastically go up and down. If you understand cryptocurrency, you would understand.
Hold on.
They drastically
wait.
go up and down.
Cryptocurrency is volatile,
Welcome
but
to
this.
cryptocurrency, you moron.
Oh, Ben, this is such.
See, if it was a pump and dump, fair, but it's not. It's at like guys. What's it? I'm gonna bring it up right now. Let's bring it up. I actually got it right here. Hold on. Where is she at? Let's see. My shit lagging. It's at $33. Like, this is the shit I'm saying. It's at $33. It's not a pump and dump. So therefore it's not a scheme. It's been hovering. It's been hovering. So we'll see. Again, we'll see what happens. But he's jumping to conclusions. He's saying it's this like scammy scheme when it's hasn't hit that point yet.
This is so shameful. This is so shameful.
All
Ben.
right,
You can't just
that's
say
it.
like
Shameful.
them having
That's
this.
it. We
it's
tried
shameful that you
to
can't even
end
condemn.
on a moment of agreement about Melania
You'll never get
Trump
this from the Trump derangement people, Pierce.
looking
Never.
great and behaving
You'll
classily.
just get
and it ended
scams
up,
and Bibles and cryptocurrency and trading cards.
Okay.
That's right.
We're
Okay.
gonna
Here's what I
end it
know.
there.
Donald Trump is your president right now, so welcome to 4 years.
And Joe Biden was your president, and you
he
lived
was.
under
He's
him for
not
4
anymore,
years, and it was
bro.
great.
He's not anymore.
And it was great
According
for
to
4
you,
years.
Harry,
And I'm never
according
gonna-
to you,
I'm
Harry,
never
to
gonna
remind
see this
everybody,
little hobbit again.
according to
Oh,
you,
well.
Harry,
And look
he
at
was going to
Dave
spend
Russian
another
Rubin over
4
there,
years
still crying. Why
being a
is Dave
brilliant
Russian
president of the
Rubin
United
still crying?
States when in fact he could barely
Why is
string a
Dave
sentence
Russian
together.
Rubin still
Got to
crying?
leave it there. Thank you all very much indeed. Much appreciated. Sad we'll never see that panel again, but it was worth it for one last rodeo.
Only because Dave is scared.
Thank you all very much.
Pierce loves it. He's gonna miss that one. Oh man.
Trump has not declassified the
There was another video I wanted to watch.
Let me jump in.
We'll keep going.
So this is
This one.
It just seems to me slightly perverse that a Republican Party would be comfortable with people who attacked police officers at the Capitol.
Donald Trump pardoning people that tased police officers. It's like, this is supposed to be a patriotic, pro-police, pro-Christian party?
Do you feel uncomfortable about that?
I don't. Kamala raised money to bail out the people who were burning down Minneapolis.
Ross Ulbricht, who was given 2 life sentences plus 40 years, served nearly 11 years in prison for creating a website.
I thought it was a skit. Trump's EO that he signed, it merely just defined male and female. I would love to act.
Prison for creating a website.
I thought it was a skit. Trump's EO that he signed, it merely just defined male and female.
100%. Like, male and female is set in stone, period. It's a scientific measurement based on biology and our genitals and our, differences in the yin and yang of humanity. You cannot deny it, to an extent. You can, though, say that it's a mental construction. Everything is. Gender is not the same as sex. Gender is how the sex express. It's a part of how we identify, and it's a more prevalent social construct than mental construction. The genders, once you realize that they are facades in a sense and are mental constructions, you can then say to yourself and understand where this, transgender, gender issue, all this crap, where it lies. all these people are doing are creating other mental constructions. Right? That's all they're doing. A transgender, switching from man to woman. It's switching from one mental construction to the other. Right? Non-binaries. This is the one that I can't get behind because it's like, what are you doing? You're clearly not aware enough to understand that it's a complete facade. If you were, you would not spend all of this time. Trust me, you would not spend all of this time trying to create this path for yourself because it is a complete waste of time. You're moving, think of it, from one facade to another. But that's the problem. They don't think it's a facade. They think it's a genuine part of their identity. And that's where they go south. It's not. Hate to break it to you. But here's the thing. For all of human history, we've taken two genders and aligned them with two sexes. Right? And that's because of our biology. It's because of our biology. The yin and yang. The insertion, right? Like, that's why there's two genders. Is because as we can so clearly see, there's two types of humans. Biologically. So we create two genders. Right? They are tested. They are extremely complex. They are fundamental to society's sanity. And yes, they are mental constructions. So knowing all of that, why would you then say to yourself, I don't want to associate with this. I want to go to... I'm still waiting to what you're going to. Where are you going? Please tell me. What is this other gender you're going to? What is it? What the hell is it? Seriously. No. Seriously. I'm sick and tired of all these gender conversations that go nowhere. Where are you going? Man and woman. Severely tested, severely complicated. You decide you want to go somewhere else. Why? You're lost and confused. That's the answer. And you're likely been brainwashed by the LGBT movement. Because you think your identity lies in there. Oh my God, I gotta go there because that's where I feel okay and that's where I feel peaceful. No. You're just convincing yourself that you feel peaceful, but the problem is it's not real peace. It's a facade. The same way we convince ourselves to be peaceful because we're real men and real women. It's the same thing. But again, one's tested and one's not. It's totally okay to use facades to get through life. It's totally fine. We all do it. It's what the ego is. It's okay. Guys, it's okay. Right? It's fine. But you have to be aware of it. Or don't shy away from being aware of it. And that's the problem, is that all these people are making decisions when they're not truly aware of what's going on and what they are to them. And then society prevents you from questioning it. Or that's kind of what the LGBT movement has done and the left has done. It's like, whoa, that's not okay. Right? And that's why I think we should stick to man and woman as the only, especially by government, the only recognized genders. And at that point, you can just say male and female, which is what Trump says. He probably doesn't even know, but he's such a common sense guy in terms of what common sense has been. He's so aware of it, he can read the room in that sense to the point where he's like, yeah, I'm passing this 100% in a second. Right? And that's what the left has failed to realize. But in a sense, they're more aware than certain Republicans. Because certain Republicans still don't understand that it's a mental construct, whereas the lefties do. But that's where I get lost with the lefties. Is like, why are you moving away? If you think... They think because they know it's fake and they're saying, I'm going to go create my own now, that's going to do something for me. and that they gotta force it onto everybody else, and anyone who says anything to them, they gotta make it this conundrum, and they're gonna cry about it. It's like, what? And then they gotta fire. What? But again, even if there are certain people who don't even care about that, it's like, why are you even... What is the benefit to changing your gender fully in your identity? Why can't you just ignore it and say, I'm whatever my genitalia is? Why do you have to... Like, you know what I mean? Like... It's so pointless. Just be yourself in the sex that you're born as. Right? And the truth is, most people who know what I know and what I'm telling you are not going to convert. 99% of them are lost. That's the truth. So I'm just sick and tired of all these gender conversations. I'm sorry. No one freaking knows where to take it. They're too surface leveled. I never see it online. I never see it online. I love that President Trump is going with a merit-based formula as opposed to what's been going on. Seriously.
I would love to ask this, Bishop, okay, if there are more than what are they?
It's clearly a political speech, but you present it as if you're transcending above politics, and it's just about morality, but obviously it's not. I don't know, there's something about it that I find disgusting.
The first 100 days of a presidency have held a special significance in U.S. politics ever since Franklin Roosevelt wielded his economic sledgehammer to fight the Great Depression. After President Trump's opening day blitz, we might be in future talking about the first 100 hours. And for voters of a MAGA persuasion at least, a very different kind of depression is now lifting very fast. DEI is dead. There are two genders, male and female. You know?
There it is. DEI is dead. And there's two genders.
Don't get to choose. The big, beautiful border wall is back, and the military will be deployed as part of an emergency response that could see mass raids and the end of birthright citizenship. China is on notice for a time.
I like to hear the argument of a liberal who disagrees fundamentally with that whole thing. And I want to know why they disagree. I really do. Because I personally don't think there's a true answer. I mean, listen, I'm open-minded. So when I hear something that like truly, quarterly contradicts my belief and proves to me that I was misled, I will happily admit it in that moment. Like, happily. But that's just it. I need to hear that. And that's what I don't know if they can really do. Like, I'm waiting to hear it. Bring it on, because I don't see it right now. I really don't. And it's the biggest reasons I still support Trump. So, and I know I'm not alone on that. Maybe people aren't as aware as me, but they can still comprehend to an extent what the hell they want and what feels right, because it's instinct. And merit feels right. Everyone hears that word and says, yeah.
Tidal wave of tariffs and
it's not a coincidence that they do that.
January 6th, the fixation of Trump critics for the past 4 years has essentially been scrubbed from the record, with 1,500 defendants having now been pardoned. As the president says, it's a big one.
Explain about this. We hope they get him. We hope they come out tonight, frankly.
Democrats are outraged, and in some cases they may have a point. But their moral high ground is looking decidedly wobbly right now after being hit with a parting torpedo from Joe Biden. His last-minute acts of clemency included a cop killer, among other murderers, alongside sweeping pardons for the January 6th committee. Fauci, and yes, pretty much his entire family. So not everyone is happy with Trump's MAGA shock therapy. He's already facing legal challenges and savage criticism from his political opponents. The president will have been expecting that. He probably didn't expect it during his inaugural prayer service.
In the name of our God,
No.
I ask you to have mercy upon the people in our country who are scared now. There are gay, lesbian, and transgender children in Democratic, Republican, and independent families. Some who fear for their lives.
Bro, I get what she's saying. Okay, I do. But again, it cannot continue how it's been. 4 years. 4 years, and these people are still confused, addicted, unhappy. Yeah, they're more scared now. But it's like, I don't think it's avoidable. If what Trump has said has genuinely put them in that mental position, like, I'm trying to like say this in a way that if they're watching can help them. Don't focus so much on Trump. Focus more on why you're reacting that way. Have some self-accountability. Ask yourself the question, why is this affecting me so much? And be honest with yourself. See what comes up from your subconscious, because your inner can lie to you, but a lot of times it will tell you some truth if you're open-minded enough, right? If you're open-minded enough, your inner will tell you what's really going on. And you can either block it and say, I don't like that, because you won't like it. Again, you won't. Or you can accept it. And when you accept it, that's when you grow. Right? And that's the thing. When I start talking about this kind of stuff, it fully debunks the whole mentality of, oh, you gotta be super sensitive, etc. No. And that everything's can be happy and happy. No. Your ego wants to friggin' destroy you. Okay? It doesn't know what's best for it. It's just trying to survive. And it doesn't know. You have to do the work. Okay? You have to do the psychic work on yourself if you really want to free yourself from these pains and these traumas. You have to do it consciously. You have to tackle your subconscious. Okay? So when this priest attacks Trump like that, I find it disgraceful. I do. I find it disgraceful. Because a person in this position should know better. But sadly, they don't, because even people in these positions are just that. They're just people in these positions. They're a priest who has this narrative, and that's it. That's their consciousness is limited there. And this is where religion is... religion is filled with these kinds of people. You know? People who believe what they believe, but that's it. You know what I mean? They're still in the box. Locked in there. They're still in there. Right? And this, I think Trump responded to it. We'll see if Pierce gets around to it. But she's really just, like, look at the way she's just putting them on blast. Right?
Lesbian and transgender children in Democratic, Republican, and independent families.
She's trying. This is what I find to happen a lot in religion. I have to speak on it. I'm wearing the chain right now. You know, I'm wearing the chain. I'm wearing the Jesus chain, but I'm a question it. I'm a questioner. People close to me know I'm a questioner. I question myself. I question other people. I question religion. I question ideas. I question everything. I'm a question it.
Who fear for their lives.
Well, the inaugural
In our country, who are scared now. There are gay, lesbian, and transgender children in Democratic, Republican, and independent
I'm gonna be honest, I
families.
forgot what I was gonna question.
Some who fear for their lives.
This is bad.
Well, the
No,
inaugural
wait.
ceremony of the 47th president brought to you
Wait. Ah, I forget what I was gonna question. It was really important because I really wanted to get the point across. I think maybe you guys might. I don't know why I forgot. I really don't. Something about the priest I wanted to question. I was going to question the priest because the priest was saying that... oh, wow, I totally forgot now. Holy crap. I'm gonna be honest. I'm just gonna let it play. But I guess when I question, I just mean religion in general. Like, I'm gonna question it. Okay, I got it now, guys. I got it. I just got it. It just came back to me. Thank goodness. Let me get back in the clip. She is emotionally blackmailing them right now. She's trying to do that. Okay, she's trying to put them in a emotional chokehold that just makes them cave in. And that's what I'm questioning. It's like, why does religion tends to do that? You know? It tends to do that. I'm just saying. I got the Jesus chain on right now. I do. But I'm going to question it. Why so much emotional blackmail? Why? You know? Is it a little excessive? I think so. I think it is. I think it is. Like...
Families. Some...
You're putting them in an emotional blackmail when... I mean, first of all, They're doing something that is supposed to be a sin. First off. And again, what has Trump actually said that would put them in fear of their life? What is it? Is it the consequence of his words that other people have misinterpreted? Is that what you're putting him on blast right now for in the middle of the church? And trying to emotionally blackmail? What is the goal here? I know what the goal is. The goal is to leave them be and do what's been going on. But here's the thing. It's absolutely countering what, first of all, the Bible says, which is to value the concept of man and woman, right? It's countering that. It's countering that. So, a lot of shakiness going on, in my opinion, with this priest right now. Or whatever she is. Preacher.
Their lives.
And it's crazy because a lot of people just hear that and are like, oh my God, like Trump is so terrible. Right? They just full on and they're not even religious, right? They're like, I hear people like, I'm not religious, but like, she's so right and he's so bad. It's like, do you see the box right now? The ego? The ego loves to hear that. The ego of a Trump hater. They love to hear it, even though they are probably gay, right? And they don't like God and don't believe in God and whatever it is. But the ego loves to hear it, so like, yeah, she's right. Nah, I'm questioning it. Okay? I'm gonna question it. Simple as that. You have to. You absolutely have to.
Well, the inaugural sermon for the 47th president brought to you apparently by Elizabeth Warren. There's much to debate with today's panel. Joining me now, our founder of Outkick, Clay Travis, host of Part of the Problem podcast, Dave Smith, the former MAGA supporter turned Democrat, Ali Samarco, and joining us shortly, the host of the Bulwark podcast, Tim Miller. Clay Travis, let me just start with you. With the Nazi salute as it's being billed, I want to show a little, first of all, what it was that sparked this whole debate, which is Elon Musk doing his From My Heart to You salute. Let's take a look.
This one really mattered. And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you.
And he repeated that a couple of times. I then want to show a map of how the liberal world has...
All right, before they go, I'm going to just, I guess, comment on it. Listen, it's Elon, okay? He's got the condition, you know? He's, Asperger's or something? Autism, something. He's got something. And in my mind, it's like, let him be. You know? Who cares? But they care because it, again, fits the narrative. It fits the narrative. Do I think he's literally trying to do a Nazi symbol? No. No. First of all, why? Why would he do it and not Trump? Imagine the effect if Trump... Because here's the thing I actually believe. Trump can do it. He has the capability in terms of influence to do it. And you know what I mean by it. He can. Will he? Can he? Psychologically? If he could psychologically, would it work? So, I don't know. But Elon? No. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. And he literally said right after, my heart goes out to you. Like, I'll do it right now. I don't care. It's a gesture. My heart goes out to you. But again, the ego locks these people into a box, right? And they just can't, they'll never forget this. They'll say he did a Nazi salute. He's a Nazi. They're just going to call him a Nazi now, right? And it's just going to fit their narrative. And they'll keep on pushing. So, I just find it a little, I mean, that's just what it is, you know? That's how these people operate.
with entire predictability, responded to this. Let's take a look.
Throwing something that looks like what is politely called the Roman salute. And maybe this is not what he meant when he did it. Who among us knows what is in the hearts of men? But the Roman salute.
The hearts of men? Is that what she just said? Did she just say that? Men? Okay.
Is a thing. And that is what it looks like Elon Musk was doing, which added a nice blood-curdling chill to the day for many people today. He does it twice.
I still am not rocking with anyone sympathetic to Nazis. If you're cool and want to defend the Sig Heils and the Nazi salutes, all the whatever you want to do, that's on you. I'm on the opposite side of that.
So again, she's just automatically saying it was a Nazi salute. How do you know the intent of it? You don't know that. You don't. Right? This is the thing I'm talking about. She has no idea. She has no idea truly what the intent was. None of us do. I personally don't think it was. Could I be wrong? Yeah. But I don't think it was. I don't. I do not. I do not. I do not. I, again, just think it's a thing that he was doing to express his energy. You know? His excitement.
I'm not with the Nazis.
I don't think anyone really is, lady.
Clay Travis, I mean...
Right? Like, come on, Pierce. Like, what the hell, man?
Years trying to help my liberal friends to avoid playing the Nazi Hitler card at every opportunity. The one person who seems completely impervious to this is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who literally can't go 10 minutes without calling Trump or his supporters Nazis. And she's at it again. She's quite clear. Elon Musk was doing a Hitler salute, a Sieg Heil, he's a Nazi, she wants everyone to know, I'm not part of this lot. To me, it's pathetic. I mean, I tweeted,
like, bro.
It's had about 10 million people have viewed that post I did, which shows the response to this. But I said, look, it was ill-advised of Musk to do it like that. Let's just all agree he probably won't do it like that again. But he certainly didn't intend to do a Nazi salute. He made it clear it was from my heart to you. That's what he was doing. He said it. What do we make of the fallout from this? Are we right back to 2016, post-Trump victory, just endless liberal, you're all Nazis hysteria?
It's a good question, and thanks for having me on, Pierce. Let me start with this. I think probably the best people who would judge whether there are Nazi tendencies or Nazi values emblazoned or embodied in a party would be the people of Israel, Pierce. And I just came back from Jerusalem. I went all over Israel to the border with Lebanon, to the kibbutzes, right up against Gaza. Could hear the bombs going off. I was just there. Do you know that if Israel were able to vote in the United States presidential race, based on the polling there, it would have voted like West Virginia and Wyoming, 70-30 for Trump. Now, I don't know for sure, but I tend to think Adolf Hitler himself would poll worse than that in Israel. In other words, Pierce, the actual Jewish people fighting for their survival in Israel love Trump as much as the most Trumpian red states in the United States.
Interesting. Okay. Interesting perspective.
That is important because this attack just fails time after time after time, and I think it's actually emblematic of why the Democrat Party lost to Trump and why nobody's watching MSNBC and CNN, because their narratives are tired and old. And for AOC, for Rachel Maddow, for those clips that you played, Pierce, I would love to have seen the same vociferous acknowledgement and analysis of all the stupid college kids that we saw on campuses in the spring of last year who were actually advocating for legitimate Nazi policies. They weren't worried about an awkward hand gesture and how we analyze it. We were actually having young, highly educated kids on college campuses that were, in fact, embracing many of the ideals.
Holy shit. New Model Y. Let's see it. Damn! That thing looks sick. Oh, I like the mirror caps. I love the mirror caps. Beautiful. Ooh, come on, man. Oh, duh. I like the rear. Yeah, I like the rear. I love the rear. Did they debadge it? They debadged the rear? Oh, wow. Yeah, this is gonna do numbers. This will do numbers. Guys, this is going to sell like a maniac. Wow. Solid. Wait, they kept the... Did they keep the black out? If they took that out, like, we're bougie. It's hard to tell. Okay, they still got it, but it looks smaller. Damn, that's kind of crazy, though. That's cool. I like it. I like it a lot.
Of anti-Semitism, and I would just point out the reason that Tim Walz, in my opinion, was the nominee was because Josh Shapiro had a big, bad problem that connected in an awful way with the modern-day Democrat Party base. Do you know what it was? He was Jewish, because otherwise I think he would have been the pick, and he would have been a far better VP pick than Tim Walz was. I think it's actually the Democrat Party that has an issue with anti-Semitism now, not the Republican Party at all. This is desperate. It doesn't land failure.
Well, what is incredible is that the Anti-Defamation League actually defended us. It was an awkward gesture, to which AOC wouldn't even accept that from them. She said, no, just to be clear, you're defending a Heil Hitler salute that was performed and repeated for emphasis and clarity. People can officially stop listening to you as any sort of reputable source of information now. You work for them. Thank you for making that crystal clear. In other words, the Anti-Defamation League now work for the Nazis. Extraordinary stuff from AOC. It seems to have gone, even by her standards, bonkers. We've been joined, Tim Miller's with us now. Tim, great to have you back on Uncensored. I watched this happen. I watched the immediate reaction. I thought, here we go. We're back into the Nazis. Is there no way of American political discourse, led by the Democrats, I have to say, is there no way of just moving past Nazis and Hitler? Can we not just all...
No. And I actually want to speak on this. Why are we acting like the Kamala Harris campaign, especially on TikTok, was not a similar kind of method? No, because let's be serious for a moment here. Is Trump actually copying Hitler? No. I don't even want to give you time to think, because he's not. Okay, fair. Is Kamala? No. Or did Kamala? No. But Kamala tried to copy the Trump approach in a sense. I saw a TikTok. I want to pull it up. I can't really find it in a second. I doubt I'll be able to. But there's a TikTok where it's like a slideshow of photos, and the last photo, get a load of this, is a spiritual being. Okay, it's a spiritual being, and the soundtrack to go along with it is a very powerful, like, kind of thing, and I saw that as manipulation, big time. Like they're trying, and people under it are literally commenting like, "Oh my God, why do I feel this way? Like, I feel so good right now." Like they didn't, and I'm sitting there like, what? She's using she's creating a facade of enlightenment for her. Like, you know what I mean? Like which in a sense Trump has done as well, but it's already been done. He did it in 2016 in a real life sense, in a running sense, and I'm gonna do this and do this. She just did the same thing though online. Right, and it's smart because it's online, it's in TikToks, and TikTok has been on that trend, and she's used TikTok trends and taken all the trends and made it into this political thing. I'm going to be the leader, I'm using the TikTok trend, and I'm putting a spiritual being on the last photo. It's like, damn. You know what I mean? Like, it's damn. It's like, you really did that. You know, and I guess she attempted it, or her team and Hollywood, whoever got involved, said we needed to do this to combat Trump. Fair. In that context, if that's what the game plan was. But you can't sit here now and tell me that that Trump is Hitler, and she's just like not like that at all. Like, what? None of them are Hitler, but both of them have used that kind of energy to an extent. It's like a very dumbed down. It's like we got Hitler at home. You know? We got Hitler at home. That's what Trump and Kamala are. Hitler at home. It's like, Mom, I want Hitler. No, we got Hitler at home, honey.
We'll agree that it's a ridiculous and fatuous thing to keep playing out as a narrative and doesn't.
Facts or cat? Nah, seriously. That's a fact right there. I'm spitting. I don't care. I'm spitting.
Yeah, we'll start with one area of agreement actually that I have with you and Clay, which is different for me lately. Which is I agree that it is. I don't think a good strategy. The fact that you guys are talking about it shows that it's not a great strategy. If they were doing some very effective messaging, I kind of think that Clay would probably be ignoring it. So I agree. I think Elon's kind of a weird guy that was doing kind of an awkward gesture. I think we can all admit it was kind of awkward, but he does a lot of kind of awkward things.
No, exactly.
If I was the Democrats, here's what I would focus on when it comes to Elon Musk. This man is the largest government contractor, the largest recipient of government money. He is the largest donor to Donald Trump's campaign. He is the owner of a communications platform, and he will have an office inside the White House. I mean, there was mass outrage on the right about the fact that some people in the Biden administration were emailing Facebook and Twitter people recommending the content be taken down. I don't think that was very smart. I think that was bad policy by the Biden administration. But you know, it was kind of mid-level bureaucratic stuff. I don't think it was really limiting people's free speech all that much. Now, I don't understand how you could be upset about that, but then be okay about the owner of a communications platform having an office in the White House, having a security clearance, and being able to put the thumb on the scale of his algorithm to promote what is happening out of this administration. We can all agree, if you just go on the Twitter or the X For You page, it's like Elon Musk Propaganda Central. So now we have an officer of the American government controlling a communications platform. I would think that people who are concerned about...
I don't truly think that's the case at all. I don't think that's the case at all. I've seen takes from both sides on X. I've seen them both. Repeatedly. And heavy likes on both sides. So I don't really see that. I don't.
About speech and free and open.
I don't see that as like he's completely taken over the platform, and I don't really see that. You know?
Open dialogue in this country would be astonished by that. In addition to the potential corruption, if you're an Elon competitor, what must you be thinking right now if you're a competitor of SpaceX or competitor of Tesla, which receive billions of dollars for the government, and the owner of that company is now going to have control over a government efficiency program where he gets to choose where money goes? The corruption here is astonishing. It'd be like if George Soros had an office off of the West Wing when Joe Biden was president. It's insane. So if I was the Democrats, I'd be focused on that level of corruption and not his awkward hand gesture.
Well, it's very interesting what you've just said, and I'll bring Dave Smith in because I've got to say, it's good to hear someone on the left admit that this Nazi stuff is bullshit. I just think it is, and it's just stupid. And also, I just feel I'm not Jewish, but if I was, I would be so endlessly offended, deeply, mortally offended, that people keep trying to draw an equivalence between Donald Trump and the Republicans and the Nazis. I just think it's ridiculous. Anyway, first, your thoughts on that. The second,
I completely agree. You know, I completely agree. Kamala was doing the same sort of deal. She really was. A lot of y'all don't want to admit it and aren't even aware of it and are victim to it, what she did. Okay? And if I gotta be the first one to really say that, then I will.
particularly interesting point I thought there from Tim, which is, yeah, you can. I didn't actually agree with your first part, Tim, about Facebook and stuff. I think they did have a pretty insidious impact on things like suppressing the Hunter Biden laptop story, the New York Post getting locked out of social media for the last 2 weeks about last election, and so on. I think that was very wrong. However, I do think you make a very interesting comparative point. And Dave, I'm interested what your take is on this. First, Nazigate. But secondly, the point Tim makes about Elon Musk getting an office in the West Wing and comparing that to the influence perhaps that Facebook had last time round.
Yeah. Okay. So, well, there's some that I agree with, a lot I don't. So I would be in agreement that I think even if you want to make the argument somehow that like Elon Musk this was a dog whistle, he's a secret Nazi and he chose this as his moment to like subliminally come out as a Nazi and that was the message somehow. The fact is, Pierce, as you addressed at the top of the show, the Democrats have just gone to this well far too many times and nobody's listening anymore. So even if this was the real case, which I don't think it is, I think he's just a somewhat awkward kind of herky-jerky guy in these moments. But even if this was the case, I'm sorry, you just billed Donald Trump's rally as a Nazi rally because it was in Madison Square Garden. Yeah. And that was the only connection that you had. So it's just...
Right? Like, no, seriously.
You know, I am Jewish.
Seriously, like, oh, it's in the garden. It's in the garden, and you did a speech in the garden, and it's a Hitler speech now. Come on. Like, seriously? And again, It's not Hitler. Like, oh my goodness. If they really wanted to defeat Trump, they could. I don't understand why these people don't just break it down. Just break it down. If you really know that this guy's bad, truthfully in your heart, you should know how to break it down. But no, you just go and resort to Hitler and just kind of name calling just like he does. That's what you do. That won't fly. It won't fly. You know? You gotta go into the detail. If you can't go into the detail, people are not gonna side with you. The Dems don't understand that, guys. They really don't. They really don't. I don't see it.
Jewish. I don't think it matters that I'm Jewish and you're not. I think we can all have an opinion on this. But I think that the constant
we can all have an opinion on anything.
Comparisons to Hitler.
Yes, of course.
And the constant
we all do.
Invoking of the Nazis is just stupid. And I'll put the blame initially.
It's you know what it is? It's a jump on. It's a emotional reaction is what it is. It's an emotional response. You know, they're so eager to get the kill. And it's interesting because Trump is known to be the guy to get the kill. He's known for that, which I think has actually corrupted them to just desperately try to do the same. like thinking it's going to work. It's making it worse.
Conservatives who first really put this into the popular lexicon, where every single enemy that they wanted a regime change against was always the next Hitler. Saddam Hussein's the next Hitler. Bashar al-Assad, Muammar Gaddafi, whoever it is, they're the next Hitler, and it's always just so ridiculous. And I've heard from a lot of the hardcore Israel supporters that Hamas are Nazis. The comparisons are ridiculous, and we don't need to pretend that this. I'm sorry, I'm not hearing you if you're trying to interrupt me, but let me just finish my point. I think that the Nazis were a unique evil, and to call everybody Nazis it does just make the term lose value. Now, I would say that to
that's funny. This guy thinks that
we saw under the Biden
he thinks
regime,
that
before Joe Biden came in, I think is just nuts.
This guy here
I mean, listen, as
was
somebody
trying to
who
dig
was
at him, but he actually
adamantly
can't hear him.
opposed to lockdowns and vaccine mandates during COVID, the censorship was very widespread, and many people had their lives and livelihoods ruined simply for speaking up about government policies that, by the way, they turned out to be right about, and all the people saying follow the science turned out to be wrong about.
Yeah, and that's where Mark Zuckerberg came out and he didn't really apologize, but he came out saying that the Biden administration really pressured him to do that on his platforms. I find that to be, honestly, or to be honest, as I always try to be, I'd have to say that I don't think he's fully lying. I don't think he is. You know? I don't think he is. I definitely believe that, to an extent. In terms of how much actual direct pressure there was, I don't know. Maybe less than he's trying to make it seem to be. It could have been self-inflicted, right? It's like... And also, I think the community, all the comments, like, it just was the energy floating around, right? The energy floating around was to... cancel people. So, you know, Mark probably just followed it subconsciously. It's a subconscious impact on his company. Possibly also along with some some pressure directly from the government. So I like to see that he's switching courses. I think it's amazing. People are like, oh, why now? It's too late. Oh, dude, at least it's happened. You know, like, it's happened. I think that's great. That it's friggin' happened. Let it happen. Just let it happen. And we'll have to test his loyalty. We'll see if he truly means this. Time will tell. You know?
I would also say that it's interesting to me that Democrats always seem to get concerned with the concentration of power as soon as they're out of power. And it's kind of wild to see that the party of George Soros and banker bailouts and all types of just corrupt concentrated power now have an issue with this. I think there's always a concern. This is the way the American political system is set up. And yes, there is a concern with powerful private interests wielding government influence. But I also would not equate the government getting in the business of censoring the American people with someone like Elon Musk, who at least his promise with Twitter has been that it's going to be a free speech platform. And I think he's moved more in that direction. And so they're not the same thing at all. Like, I don't have the same problem with a tech executive being in the White House who's going to protect free speech than I do with the government instructing tech executives to censor speech.
Okay, Tim, you were trying to speak there. I'm not quite sure what happened because we couldn't hear you. So let's bring you in to respond just quickly before I go to Ali.
Yeah, just sorry, very quick. Just two quick things. One, Bashar al-Assad and Hamas are Hitler-esque, I would say, certainly more than Elon Musk. I was just trying to object to Dave's point that it was like the neoconservatives comparing Bashar al-Assad and Hamas to Hitler. I mean, there were some comparisons there, so I was just going to say that. But look, just to the last point,
we'd all be speaking
this
Arabic.
This is how the American
we'd all be
system
speaking
works.
Arabic if we hadn't overthrown Bashar al-Assad.
Okay, well, we weren't all speaking German either. But the thing about Musk, this idea that this is how the American system works, that is wild. Please show me an example of this. The largest donor is the largest government contractor is now in the West Wing. That is insane. That is not how the American system works. And I guess if you go back to the Gilded Age of Rockefellers, the idea that one of the richest men in the world who also gets money from the government is now going to be deciding how the government spends money, that is not how the American system works. It is obviously they've only been in 2 days, so we'll see. But the potential for corruption and influence there is unprecedented in post-war American history. And then on top of that, to say that he has a platform, and maybe you're saying it's free speech because he's not banning people, though I think he was taking away some people's blue checks. But his platform has an algorithm where he promotes certain things. So if you're on the For You page, you get promoted pro-Musk, pro-Trump stuff. So somebody having that kind of concentrated power in the government, please show me an example of anything even remotely close to this in the modern times.
I want to.
On Instagram, I remember getting suggested posts by the platform. I didn't follow Instagram, but they made me see their post. You could, debate me and say that it's not an actual person, so can't really, it's not the same thing. And yeah, I'd say that's fair. I'm kind of just thinking outside the box here, trying to see if there is an actual comparison. But, I mean, is that true, right? For Trump, I think it's okay because he's the president. I think the more people that see the president's message, the better. Especially in America. And Elon is the owner of the platform. So you're going to see his posts, I guess. Twitter's interesting though, because it's it's directly for information. A lot of times, like, you don't have to post. So Instagram, you have to post. It's hard to compare another app with Twitter. I guess, I don't know. It's interesting. If it is the case, then maybe he should dial back on it a bit. But again, I don't know. I haven't seen it.
To be fair, I want to bring in Ali, who's not said a word yet, been waiting very patiently. I will bring you other guys back in on this. It's a really interesting debate, I think, about Elon and his power. Ali, first of all, your view of
no, it is. It is.
Yeah, no, I tend to agree with Tim here. I don't really know what happened there. I think it was pretty bizarre hand gesture, but ultimately, I'm not in the business of giving Elon the benefit of the doubt necessarily, but I think there's a lot more we can criticize him on and the Trump administration on, and we should focus our efforts there. But no, like Tim said, I think it's unprecedented to have this level of money and power in support of this administration and have access to this administration. You have CEOs of major media companies, X, Meta, Apple, Google, and we've never seen this before. Just a few years ago, the right was complaining about Mark Zuckerberg and Zuckbucks and how they were funding the Democratic campaigns, and now all of a sudden he's their best friend. So I think there is a level of hypocrisy there, that they are in support of this now, and they weren't just a few years ago when Joe Biden was in office, and we weren't even close to this level of power and money behind the scenes.
Okay, Clay, what's your view of Elon? I mean, Elon Musk is now everywhere. He's kind of omnipotent. He seems to be almost attached to Trump's side. Are you concerned about that? A lot of the diehard MAGA crowd are pretty concerned about this. They don't even think he's a real conservative. They think he's, somebody who used to be on the left, who's come in for perhaps financial expediency, that he's making tons of money out of this relationship with Trump. I don't think it's as simple as that, but do you have the same concerns about Musk here?
I don't, but primarily because I don't even think Elon Musk has necessarily a Republican constituency here. Because remember, Elon Musk voted for Joe Biden against Donald Trump in 2020 publicly. He said that. And Elon and Trump really didn't get along very well at all. If I remember correctly, Elon withdrew from one of the blue ribbon panels of CEOs that Trump had put him on in the first Trump regime. And I look, if Elon is advocating in some way for his companies, I'm not even sure that that's a bad thing. That's his job. And let's think about this. He's actually better at sending rockets to space than NASA is. I mean, let's just focus on this for a moment.
It's a real deal.
We're talking about the most successful entrepreneur maybe in the history of the world. He was a darling of the left not very long ago because he had the radical idea, hey, we've got to take fossil fuels out of
what it was?
The way that we propel vehicles.
You know what it was? The woke mind virus. That's what made him switch. For real. Seriously. The woke mind virus. He couldn't take it. He lost his son to the woke mind virus. That's enough to change a man. For real. And it did.
I'm going to redesign an entire method by which we move vehicles, and we're going to do it on the electric grid, which is a seismic, unbelievable success story. Like I said, he's better at sending rockets to space now than NASA. They had a 70-year head start on him. We can't even get our astronauts off of the International Space Station.
That is actually insane.
We don't have the competence.
No. Like, that is insane. He is really a genius. Whether or not you can debate on, like, if he's done it himself or if it's people that he's just hired, I don't think it really matters. You know what I mean? Like, he's almost gone bankrupt. He saved the company. He is the head guy. He's hired the people. He's put the people together. He knows what's going on. He's involved, right? The guy's a genius. Point blank. Like, that alone puts you in genius tier. That alone. Because even to be a genius is subjective. It's like, what are the qualifications to be a genius? Who's writing these qualifications? What are they? You know what I mean? So it's really into interpretation and subjectivity, just like many other things, if not everything. So, yeah. I can tell you from my perspective, I would clarify him a genius. Yes. To do what he's done, you gotta be a genius. Yeah. A genius. You know? You gotta be a genius.
We can't even go back to the moon right now because
Isn't that insane? We can't even go to the moon. What? We went in what, like 1960 something? When did we go to the moon? When did the USA go to the moon?
The United States first landed astronauts on the moon on July 20th, 1969.
This is what I'm saying, bro. 1969, and you're saying we still haven't gone back? Are you serious right now? Why? No, seriously. Why? Why haven't we gone back? And now you got Elon Musk talking about we going to Mars. We should colonize the moon. But that might be dangerous. I don't know. But definitely Mars should be attempted to take place. Trump said it. He said it's going to happen, so we'll see. I think they're definitely going to push for it, but I think with the help of AI, it can definitely happen. I think a lot of things can freaking happen with AI. Seriously, like, people don't understand that one. That's a crazy one, for real.
Confidence at NASA. Meanwhile, Elon is landing reusable rocket ships, and he's again caught up and past NASA after 70 years. And here is the larger reality. I think motivation matters. You talk about X and what he wanted to do. Elon's goal, I really believe this, is to make mankind multiplanetary. He wants to send us to Mars. During that speech, you saw the meme that went viral of Elon losing his mind when Trump said, hey, we're going to put a man on Mars. I think Elon wants to go to Mars and probably end his life there one day in the future. So I'm not concerned about Elon Musk trying to be some sort of 100%. Dictator or emperor or whisperer into Trump's ear to destroy the fabric of American democracy, because I think what this guy wants, when you look at vehicles, when you look at spaceships, when you look at why he bought Twitter, they're all aligned with the goal of ensuring that we're multiplanetary, because he's worried about mankind being wiped
100%.
out. And by the way, all of his actions, that's why he's got 11
100%.
kids, because the global population is collapsing.
Yeah.
So I am not concerned about Elon's motivations right now, because I think his motivations are not to make sure that Democrats suddenly have less success in the political arena. If Democrats would line up with Elon Musk and say, hey, you know what, we support free speech, we're not going to try to shut people down. Hey, we also are in the opinion, I'd love to hear from the left on this panel, you talk about like kind of misguided notions. There's only one Democrat in Congress right now that will say men shouldn't compete in women's sports. Elon Musk is far from the issue for Democrats right now. It's that they're trying to sell something to the American public.
Well, we're going to get to that whole. Yeah, we're going to get to the whole. We'll get to the whole gender thing.
Yeah, he conflated the issue a bit, but I get his point. I get his point. He's trying to say that the level of attention is not the same. That's what he's trying to say. You know? You got people who are in a level of awareness. You got people in Congress who, as he just said, are still not admitting this whole gender thing. Like, their awareness is low. Elon's is like, they're shooting for the stars, man. Literally, they're shooting beyond the stars. Like, for real. Like, for real.
I want to touch on this whole pardon situation, Tim. Because it seems to me that if it wasn't for Joe Biden, you guys on the left could run riot about the January 6th rioters. And you could say, hang on a second, this is an outrage. And the reason is because many people on the right, including J.D. Vance, very publicly said the people who committed violent acts that day shouldn't be pardoned, and they've all been pardoned. The problem you've got is that at least they all were in prison, having been convicted of crimes at the time they got their pardon. But your guy, I won't say your guy, the current Democrat president of 2 days ago, but now no longer, Joe Biden, has preemptively pardoned so many people, including half his family, so that they can never ever be in a court of law over any potential crimes and so on. So it seems to me that by doing that, what Biden's done, he's just completely neutered the arguments on the left about the January 6th rioters who've been pardoned. Discuss.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy to talk about that. I just want to do one sentence, if you don't mind, on just something that Clay said, because it raised my eyebrows for anybody that cares about a free market economy, which is what I think people on the right at least used to believe in this country, that he would say that it does not bother him that somebody with immense power who is a government employee now would be looking out for the interests of his private company.
So I feel compelled to speak on this. I do. The whole January 6th rioters thing, I think Trump really values loyalty. Which is why he ultimately pardoned all of the rioters. I think that's the reason. You know, he's viewing it as the ultimate sign of loyalty. And he's saying to himself, I just can't do it. I can't let them sit in jail when they slid for me. Free them. That's what he's done. That's why he did it. My opinion.
Inside the White House. Like, that's Russia. Like, that's kleptocracy. Like, that. Like, we have a free market. We shouldn't have the CEO of one car company.
Than our public tax dollars are with NASA.
Congrats.
SpaceX is way better than NASA.
I agree with you.
I want SpaceX to be better.
Agree with you. Congrats. I agree with you. But there's Blue Origin. Tesla has many competitors that are American companies with American workers that work for those companies. I just, it's insane to me that we think it'd be okay for a CEO of a company.
So I'm going to call this for my first stream, guys. If there's any guys out there, any guys, any gals, this is my first stream. Hopefully there's more to come. Hopefully you guys and gals enjoyed it. And yeah, I'm looking forward to really continuing and growing and doing a bunch of things and having a bunch of chats with you guys. Take care and peace.